Right, the first thing I'm going to do is you might notice that we've been using these bigger brushes, but today we're going to use the tiny brushes, okay, so that we can get into the detail. So I'm just going to dip the very end of the brush. I don't want to get all the bristles in the handle. Just see how I've got paint on the very tip? Yeah. And I'm going to use that to paint in a little triangle here in the corner of the eye. And then I'm going to paint in the other part of the eye. They're just like a sideways triangle, aren't they? And I'm trying to make it a little bit curved around the eyeball. So I just need, and I'm just dipping a little bit more paint in each time. So I'm trying to control the paint so it doesn't go all messy and blobby. All right? Then if I've got any extra, I can just wipe it off on the inside of my container. And I can then put the lid back on nice and tight so it won't spill. Now the next thing I'm going to do is choose a colour for my eyeballs. So my eyes are blue, so I'm going to choose blue.
My eyes are greenish bluish.
Yeah, you can choose your own eye colour or a different one. And I'm going to paint around the pupil in the middle like this. Just put a bit of colour on. See how I'm only putting a tiny amount of paint on the brush, so we don't want big blobby bits everywhere.
It looks nice.
Yep, okay. So now I've got some eyes, which is cool. I'm going to wipe off my brush and I'm going to put the lid really tight on. Snap, snap.
And the lips are going to be pink or red.
Yeah, well, I might leave the eyes for a minute just to see if that paint will dry a little bit. And I've got different colours of red and pinks, so I can actually use different brushes. So I might use a bit of the light pink to paint in my lips. Because unless you're wearing bright red lipstick, your lips usually aren't super bright, but you can choose. Okay.
Are you just going to give us all of the colours so we can paint?
Yeah, you can collect the paints that you want from the paint station. I've sorted all the paints out into different groups of colours. All right, now the nose is a bit tricky, so I might actually choose black now. And I'm going to put a little bit of black going along the nose like this, just so it stands out a bit. Maybe a little bit down the side of the nose here. I'm going to give my person some eyebrows.
And eyelashes.
And some eyelashes, yep.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Eyelashes.
Yeah.
And eyes.
And I'm careful not to put my sleeve in the paint. And I can just, even boys have eyelashes, they just don't have them as long. Sorry, I'm leaning forward to concentrate so I can see better, but I'm just going to do little, can you see the style I'm doing? I'm just doing little da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da, little brush, little brush, little brush, 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 brush. I'm not doing big thick lines. Okay, now I'm going to do the top of my t-shirt. Maybe I'm going to do a red t-shirt. Maybe I can do red t-shirt.
In red, then it'll be look like you're bleeding.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to paint, and I'm going to try and be careful not to get on my beautiful gold frame down here.
Oh, yeah.
Try not to smudge. Oh, it's tricky, but I think we can do it. Try not to brush onto the gold frame or too much onto the blue. How's it looking, guys? Good. All right. I've forgotten something, though. What comes next? The hair. Now, when I do the hair, I want you to think about the way that you're going to use your brush when you do the hair. Oh dear. I just made a mess.
White.
So, are you going to have curly hair and then you could move your brush like this? Are you going to have wavy hair? Then you could move your brush like this. Are you going to have straight hair? So I'm going to move my hair in strokes. Is your hair long? Maybe you've got long strokes. Is your hair short? Maybe it's short strokes like this.
What about flat?
So I'm going to maybe give this person black hair today, but we've got different colours you can choose. I'm going to do wavy hair.
Wavy black hair.
Wavy hair coming down. Now remember that the hair actually comes onto the forehead. It doesn't just sit up here, or that would look a bit weird. So you want all of your hair. I'm using wiggle, 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 wiggle. See how I keep dipping my paintbrush back into the... Now, who does it look like?
Amelia.
It looks like Amelia, does it?
Yeah.
Could in this class.
Yeah, but instead of pink,
So she's got cool braids in today. I don't think I can paint the braids today. So I'm going to make sure that I've got all of this. And I don't mind if a little bit of the brown's showing through, because hair has lots of different colours in it. It's usually not one flat colour. So I'm going to do this. Well, if Amelia was wearing her hair out, you wouldn't see her ears if she was wearing her hair out. But if you wanted to, you could get a little bit of brown and draw and paint little ears. Remember, the tops of the ears line up with the eyes. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, where do we put our paint when it's wet? On the drying rack. That's right. And I've labelled it with your class name. So look for that drying rack. And then I need to take all of my brushes where? To the sink, thank you. And when they're at the sink, I need to wash all of it, including the handles, because look, I got some paint on the handles. So I need to make sure they're all washed and all beautiful. And try not to get your smocks wet, please. So either take it off first, do your sleeve trick, pull the sleeve first and then take it off, or you can pull the sleeves up a bit before you use the sink, so that you're not getting them wet, because the next class is going to have to wear the same smocks. All right, that looks amazing. And then next week we've got one more step that we're going to do with a little bit more detail. We need to sign our artwork. We're going to put some detail in on the frames, and it's going to look super cool. All right, let's get started.